Part 1. Laying the Foundation. The 5 Market Influencers. In 1979, the Harvard Business Review published a paper by Michael E. Porter called How Competitive Forces Shape Strategy. The driving idea behind the paper was to outline a framework that businesses could use to analyze the competition within their industry. Porter argued that companies should take a look at the forces at play in their industry and see how they can potentially affect the profitability of their own company as one of the many players within that industry. By not only analyzing your industry, but also your company's relationship with the industry, Porter argued, you could gain more insight into how you can become more competitive. Let us illustrate how this is relevant here. In previous sections, we have already talked about how each player in the language services industry needs to define a niche for themselves in the industry. By defining your own niche, you guarantee that you will always be in demand and therefore be able to make a decent margin. Think of your niche as your own private island in the great sea of the language services industry. If you are just starting out and haven't found your island yet, you need help navigating your course. Careful evaluation of the market influencers, based on Porter's 5 Forces model, gives you the tools to map the waters, identify your island, and avoid the shark-infested parts. If you've already found your island, this analysis will help you better understand your position on the map and how you can leverage this to your advantage. A truly comprehensive explanation of Porter's 5 Forces is outside the scope of this book, but we would highly encourage you to learn more for yourself. All of Porter's work is available online. Welcome to the 21st century. Don't be a cheapskate. Pay for the online Harvard Business Review subscription or purchase the article, and you will be glad that you did. We have slightly rebranded Porter's 5 Forces to develop the market influencers of the language services industry, but the principles remain the same. The remainder of the section summarizes how the 5 market influencers, new entrants, substitutes, customer bargaining power, supplier bargaining power, and competitive rivalry work together to influence the ongoing evolution of the language services industry. Each of these market influencers is driven by a number of factors, and we discuss each one of these and the role they play in increasing or decreasing the power of the market influencers. In the general theory of the translation company, the market influencers surround the LSP and push inwards. These represent the forces in the language services industry that exert pressure on and provide opportunities to the LSP. It is up to the LSP to analyze and better understand how to structure the support activities that enable the core functions to create value. Figure 7 shows the general theory of the translation company, with the 5 forces circling the 7 support activities and the 3 core functions. Please reference Figure 7. By the time we are through with this section, you will have the information and insight that you need to perform your very own market influencer evaluation. The market influencer evaluation is the first step in understanding not only the language services industry, but also how to define and execute a winning strategy for your company.